Brightly coloured phones are the in thing for 2018, and this is the latest. It's come out with an eye-searing colour. It's the Honor 10, and this is very reminiscent of Honor's parent company, Huawei, and what they did with the P20 Pro. You get this stunning glass body that you can see is wonderfully reflective, and if it were a little bit more sunny, which is the reason I was shooting this video outside, you'd be able to see that this colour transitions so nicely between blue and purple and even hints of green down the side. And then you get these wonderful flashes down the body itself as you're doing those changes. It looks superb. Is the colour scheme a reason to buy the phone? Well, no, of course it's not. But when this is in your hand and you see that reflecting, it's really quite something. Certainly laying it down on the table next to a generic black or white phone, it stands out exactly like you'd expect it to. Like I said, this is a glass body. It's a proper premium design. Around the front, we have that controversial feature, the notch, which you either love or hate. It's quite deep on the screen on the Honor 10. You can adjust the display so that the edges here just turn to black, and it looks like a regular screen. So if you really hate the notch but really want the Honor 10, you can get rid of that. It's not really that difficult. The screen itself is 5.8 inches and has a Full HD Plus resolution. That's 2280 by 1080. And in terms of the size of the screen and the size of the phone itself, Honor's definitely looking towards the iPhone 10 for inspiration here. It fits in our hand in a very similar way to Apple's device. Obviously the screen is the same size. So if you're thinking that the iPhone 10 is the right size smartphone for you, then the Honor 10 is a worthy competitor for that stake. On the back, as you'll see, there is a dual lens camera. This has an RGB lens and a monochrome lens, just like Huawei phones themselves, and it also uses Huawei's AI. So like the P20 Pro and the Mate 10 before it, you can take photographs that are enhanced by artificial intelligence, which means when it takes a photo, it looks for certain aspects. Honor tells us that the AI on here is so clever that it understands that it's looking at water or buildings or sky, and it will adjust everything individually accordingly. So not just, well, it's a blue sky, so I'm gonna, paint the whole thing with a blue sky style filter, and then everything else looks a bit funny. So you can see here a non-AI picture and then an AI picture next to it. So even on video here, you can probably see the amount of difference, certainly in terms of the sky. But have a look here on the trees too. They're considerably brighter here, way more so in the non-AI picture. And for once, we have a little indication in the top here. You can probably just about see where it says AI. So you always know whether you're looking at an enhanced photograph or not, which is quite nice. When you do go to take a photo, you can toggle the artificial intelligence on and off. You've also got a 1 and 2 times zoom, and you have a dedicated monochrome mode, just like we have on Huawei phones. There's an aperture and a portrait mode for shooting pictures of people. So it's very well spec'd as a camera, and it's extremely enjoyable to use. We love Huawei cameras generally, and Honor cameras tend to follow in their footsteps very nicely. You'll notice here it says AI camera at the top. Don't know really why they had to show this. I actually don't like it at all, but for some reason we have to advertise the fact that it's an AI camera. We'd rather that was not there at all, because it looks a bit cheap and tacky. Android 8.1 is running on the phone, and it uses Huawei's EMUI user interface. You either love it or you hate it. It's way better than it used to be, but we've noticed a few performance issues on here. Occasionally when you're opening apps, the animation, as you can see here, is a little bit slow. We have the feeling this is designed to cover up some performance tweaking that's needed. This is a Kirin 970 processor in here, so it's the same as the P20 Pro, it's the same as the Mate 10 Pro. We've never had performance issues with either of those. So we have a feeling it might be software that's causing an issue here. We'd rather be able to turn those animations off, but you can't, so you have to put up with them. We hope that Honor will have a look at this, and if there is a performance issue, release a fix in the future. The phone is going to be released in the UK and rest of parts of Europe, and it's going to cost £400, about $540 if you converted it over. So it's very competitive. That's cheaper than a OnePlus 5T or the forthcoming OnePlus 6. It's cheaper than the Huawei View 10. It's cheaper than the vast majority of flagship phones, yet it does offer a premium experience. It's a beautiful phone to hold. It's really attractive to look at. The camera is fantastic. The build quality is good. We've got generally no complaints about the phone at all, apart from those slight software issues. And for the price, it's astonishingly good value, just like we're getting used to from Honor. And we think this phone is very much worth investigating. If you don't have masses or don't want to spend masses on a phone, this is going to give you all those features that you want, and in a very, very well presented way. So that is the Honor 10. We're still investigating the phone. There's a full review coming up very soon. But initially, first impressions, really excited to use the Honor 10 much more.